I voted for Donald Trump. And the TPS means for me that my future in the hospitality business is almost going to be non-existent.
Man, shut your bitch ass up. I hope you lose everything. I'm not gonna lie, big dog. Big dog, I wish you have to start over from scratch. For real, for real. Because there's no way that you voted for a nigga that went on television saying that they're eating the cats and dogs. That Haitian people are eating the cats and dogs. And you said, that's the guy I want to vote for. What the fuck are you talking about? Mind you, that nigga 9 times out of 10 only pays minimum wage. Yeah, that's why no Americans want to work for him. Because 9 times out of 10, he does not pay a livable wage. Yep. That's why he likes TP status. Is because he gets to go and exploit immigrants. That's what he gets to do. And make money off their ass. Goodbye, good riddance, nigga.
Don't want to work. They don't. Especially the service industry.
Wrong.
If that was the case, why would I be in terror in my mind and so pessimistic about opening more businesses when all of this is coming to light? There ain't no long lines with Americans saying, I want to come work at Chef Creole. There isn't.
Because you run a bullshit
And
business.
I can tell you that other businessmen will echo the same thing. Everyone is saying the same thing. They just don't.
Americans do want to work. I'm gonna put that out there first. Americans for sure want to work. They may not want to work for you, but we for sure want to work. And when it comes to the service industry and service jobs anyways, we're gonna stop acting like y'all aren't sitting around trying to pay us $7.50 an hour and then promote how we can make up to $10 to $20 worth of tips. Pay us our actual hourly wage. Pay us where you're supposed to pay us, or continue to have your business fail. It is 2026. There is no more exploiting cheap immigrant labor anymore. There is no more taking advantage of immigrants who don't know better, who don't know their rights, who don't know their employer laws, who don't know that they're supposed to be paid a minimum amount of money for their work. And because now you can't do that, because all of your Haitian immigrant workers are gone, now you're boo-hoo crying about how, oh, other men and other business owners will say the same thing. Yeah, because you all want to take advantage of the American people. That's why you said that, oh, we don't want to work because we're free. Like, what type of statement is that? Americans don't want to work because they're free. I understand, because they're free. So you don't want us to be free? You want us to be so oppressed and so down bad as Americans that we come and work in whatever conditions, work for whatever racist person, work for whatever prejudiced person, work for any amount of money that you know that we're entitled to as Americans. Like, what the fuck? And I'm ignoring that whole entire thing being put onto FBAs because he who made that video didn't say anything about FBAs. He said Americans don't want to work, not FBAs. But at the end of the day, you could have a very big employment pool. You just don't want to have to pay Americans, more specifically Black Americans, what you know they're entitled to. What you know they are owed for working these jobs. So of course we don't want to work for $7.50 an hour with the possibility of making $10 to $20 in tips a day. Pay us actual fucking money, because it's how business is ran in America. Stop trying to exploit cheap immigrants.
This is the problem. You voted for the orange man, and the orange man is the one asking you people to leave. But a lot of you Hades try to make it look like Black Americans are the problem. A lot of you Hades try to make it look like Black Americans are the one asking you people to leave. A lot of you Hades try to make it look like Black Americans are the only problem that you people have in the whole world. Now you can hear from what he's saying in his other statements. They don't want to work. Americans are lazy. The country that is feeding you, the country that is putting food on your table, the country that is making you to be boastful, you're saying they are lazy. Why you have your own country that you think they are not lazy? Why not go back there and establish an hospital there? Why not go back there and enjoy every single thing that comes with your country? When you were always joining them to dance, I we vote Donald Trump. You didn't know that this kind of thing is going to happen to you? Let's go watch the remaining part of the clip of the video. Credit to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you. Liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks. Also join my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. And yes, guys, with that being said, with no further ado, let's watch.
They took everything. We deserve to be here. That's why we need to have support. African American people. So now it's African American people that you need their support. You see how it works? A lot of people came here from all parts of this globe, right? African Americans have been here for years dealing with these demons and devils. When you get here, they try to give you a hint and be like, look, you don't want to do that with them. But guess what a lot of immigrants do? They don't listen. They do what they think is right and do things to please these devils. Like that chef in Miami. You saw what he did? You saw what that chef in Miami did? Now ICE is at his restaurant picking up his employees, and he said that he may have to close some of his businesses. Get what I'm saying? Do you think an African American told him to vote for Trump? I don't think so. You dig? A lot of these folks I've never seen standing up for one even social issue in regards to African Americans. A lot of people who come to America, I've never seen them standing up for African Americans when anything happened in the black community. Whether it's police brutality or just outright injustice, social issues. The truth has to be told. I rarely see people outside of the African American community standing up for African Americans. Rarely see that. You dig what I'm saying? But guess what? Now that Trump have his immigration raids going on, everybody want to pile on to African Americans. Somali nationals in Minnesota got problems. They start screaming, oh, where's African Americans? Palestinians got problem. They start to scream, oh, African Americans ain't saying nothing. Africans got problems. They start to scream, where's African Americans? Haitians got problem. Caribbean people on a whole, they got problem. They start to scream, oh, African Americans ain't saying nothing. African Americans are tired of some of you. Tired of some of you. That's the truth if you really want to know. They're tired of some of you. Caribbean and all, Palestinian, African Americans are really tired of you because they told you which way to go. They've been dealing with these demons for hundreds of years. A lot of you live in different countries or come from different countries in the Caribbean and parts of Africa where you ain't got to deal with these devils on a daily basis. You don't deal with them. They deal with them every day. They know who they are. You know what I'm saying? So when they tell you something, listen. That's what I did. Listen. And I talked to a lot of older African American people who've been here doing this shit for years. I listen to what they tell me. You understand? Yeah. And it served me well so far. You dig what I'm saying? The truth has to be told. A lot of you, I've never ever seen speaking about one issue that affect the African American community on a whole. I've never seen like standing up for African Americans. Now, African Americans are supposed to throw everything in the air and come and save people, speak up on your behalf, and do all that shit. It don't work like that, my friend. You know what I'm saying? And that's why my message is always, you have to stand up in one unified fight. The people who want to stay along and wrestle it out at the bottom, don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. You have to stand in one unified fight. You know what I'm saying? Two is stronger than one. You see? Form these alliances so when these difficulties come up, you can get the help that you need. You understand what I'm saying? Don't wait until it get to these parts where, okay, Trump is doing what he's doing. African Americans are tired. They're tired. They're tired because people don't listen. They're frustrated. They know the danger that was coming. And most of them try to warn you guys. You know what I'm saying? But look what Chef in Miami did. That chef in Miami. You saw what he did? He said he thought he was a businessman. That's why he voted for Trump. Yeah. And he's from Haiti. He did that. You know what I'm saying? And now African Americans supposed to put on a cape and come and save people. That's not right. Yeah, that's not right. Okay? Support those who support you. And those who support you, you need to support. Okay?
Argument that ultimately these jobs could have been held by those who are American.
Ha! It's a joke. I got 4 people that's been gone. Ask me how many Americans are tearing my door down looking for a job.
Tearing his
My
door
biggest issue in this industry is the Americans just don't want to work.
Here we go with the...
They don't. Especially the service industry.
Why?
If that was the case, why would I be in terror in my mind and so pessimistic about opening more businesses when all of this is coming to light? There ain't no long lines with Americans saying, I want to come work at Chef Creole. There isn't.
Why?
And I can tell you that other businessmen will echo the same thing. Everyone is saying the same thing. There's no Americans that want to work.
That's
they just
not
don't.
true.
And I can see why. They're free.
They're free.
They're free to be complacent.
Mm.
They're free to say that I don't have a 911 in my life tomorrow.
Mm.
I can say, let me go look for another job after I've given these people maybe 3 months of my time.
Mm.
But I'm just going to leave them hanging and maybe
Wow.
go to another place and try to look for a job. They have the freedom to do that. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh. So this Haitian immigrant business owner, his name is Wilkinson Sojour, and he's the owner of Chef Creole, just got up here and said immigrants are slaves and Americans are not. Immigrants are easily to exploit and take advantage of because they have a 911, which could be the ice cream truck knocking at their door. They have families that they're sending money back to overseas, and they're willing to work 1,000 hours a goddamn week, 2 and 3 jobs for slave wages, sweatshop wages. That's basically what he just said in a nutshell. And the only reason why he cares is because he once voted for Trump. He cares that, you know, now they're like really locking down and getting a lot of illegals up out of here because he cannot exploit them. If you're illegal, you don't have paperwork. You cannot sue. You can't go to, you know, get workers' comp if something happens to you. You're less likely to quit your job because you don't have that many options of people that's going to pay you under the table, except the fact that you don't have a SSN number. So he literally got up here and said he's exploiting his own people. And he's talking about, oh, Americans are free. Listen to what he just said. Americans are free. Meaning that we know our worth. And we're not going to work for pennies on the dollar. And that is a blatant lie, saying that people don't want to work. Americans don't want to work and they don't want to work in the service industry. I worked in the service industry for years. I actually was a bartender. I was getting a base pay, a shift pay at the last bar that I worked at, which was not a lot, but I was making a lot of money in tips because I'm me. People like me. You know, they tip me because I have my regular customers. I was not the best at mixing a drink. I mean, I could make a drink, but basically you sell yourself as a bartender. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down. However, servers, people that don't have that dazzling personality, people that can't, you know, get a client list of people that come specifically to see them, it is hard for them to make money because it is basically a tip-based type of industry. So if you don't have a personality for it, If you don't have the face for it, we got to keep it real. You, chances are not going to make that much money. So if you are heavily reliant on people liking you or giving great customer service or whatever the case may be to have a livable wage, why would anybody subject themselves to that, especially when we have options? Now, in illegal, they don't have that many options because, once again, everybody ain't gonna pay you under the table, you know, whatever. And that man, Wilkerson, is very, very, he seems like he's like an authoritarian and he be on a power trip. I seen a clip of somebody saying that they ready to tell their story about working for them, and they was up in the comments saying that it was hell working at that restaurant, and he made them call him every time they checked in, and he would be constantly surveilling the cameras, and it was just like a lot, like a dictatorship going on up in there. So I don't know about that. And on top of that, he's talking about, oh, I wouldn't want to open up more restaurants in America because of what's going on. So why not go back to your country, or why not go where the immigrants hail from? Since they're so much hardworking and they are such better workers and they want to work, why not go and take your expertise and your money and your resources, your skills, and go open up Chef Creoles in Haiti? Since immigrants are they do it better, why not go to where they actually are? You're from there. Go to Haiti and open your restaurants. Isn't that logical? Let me know what y'all think. The fact that this man literally said we're free, you're basically saying immigrants are slaves. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. Sound off in the comments below.
That ultimately these jobs could have been held by those who are American.
Ha! It's a joke. I got 4 people that's been gone. Ask me how many Americans are tearing my door down looking for a job. My biggest issue in this industry is the Americans just don't want to work. They don't, especially the service industry. If that was the case, why would I be in terror in my mind and so pessimistic about opening more businesses when all of this is coming to light?
Let's cut the bullshit. It's not that Americans don't want to work. It's not that Americans are lazy. Americans cannot afford the bullshit ass wages that you were paying whoever just got deported. Those people that just got deported can afford, because they're probably living with 15, 20 different people in a single family home or a single apartment, or 1 or 2 bedroom home, you know, all living in one space, so they can afford whatever bullshit wages that you're paying. The average American citizen does not live like that and cannot afford to live like that. So nobody is going to be wrapped around the corner desperately trying to get into your place of employment, honey. It does not work like this here. This is not a third world country. And if that's what you're used to, then you have a place that you can go where people will be desperate enough to sign up for your bullshit ass wages. But Americans are not going to be able to do that because there's a certain standard of living that we have here, sir. See, a lot of y'all equate standards and not being desperate to being lazy, to not wanting to work. And that's just not the case here. It's just different here, sir.
Okay, y'all, so this lady said, this is a D-lie. My ex is Black American and he hates Black women. I was his first Black girl and he made me pay for it. Y'all music highlights your hate for Black women. Mind y'all, in her profile, she's Haitian. You see what I'm saying? She's so ready to humble Black women and tell us that our men don't like foundational Black American women. She's trying to tell us that our men don't like us because a Black American man did not like her. Y'all see what I'm saying? And then she's trying to prove it by saying that the music highlights the hate for Black women. But if you're a foundational Black American, you would know that the music industry is not controlled by us. It's controlled by the YT people. And we already know that our people are puppets to that system just because of our history on this land, which is why we don't like people like her who don't understand the dynamics to speak for us. But this is in real time showing y'all that's what they do. She's a Haitian woman who a Black American man didn't like, and she's saying that that Black American man don't like all Black women. You see, FBA? Now the difference is, in another one of my comments, a Black American girl did say that a Black American man told her that he didn't like her, but she never assumed that it was her color. She assumed just because she wasn't attractive. And that was that, and she accepted it. She didn't come online spewing, and I asked her, I said, well, did you go online and spread rhetoric? She said no. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. These women are unattractive, or black men just don't like them, and then they push this narrative that black men don't like black women. This is a clear example.
I hate that. Like, I've been debating to make this video because I feel like every time I come to like make a rant, it's like something negative, and I'm not a negative person at all. But I just keep seeing stuff that like bothers me. Like, ignorance disturbs me. Like, it bothers me, and I've been seeing a lot of videos like in conversation about diasporas between black people, specifically because the conversation has began about the TPS status being over because of the Trump administration, and I've been seeing like I can show you guys. But yeah, comments like these are being made, stuff like this, and all of these comments are coming from African Americans. And us black Americans ain't helping. LOL, I'm glad I'm black American. And ignorance like this bothers me to the highest extent because I don't think you guys realize how stupid you sound. You guys sound so slow. You guys sound so dense. Like, I can't believe some of these people that I see in these comments graduated high school. I know for damn sure you couldn't have gone to college, because it makes no sense to me. My main thing about this entire conversation, and because of course the whole TPS status being ended pisses me off on its own, because if you do even the slightest little bit of research about Haiti, it's in a bad place. It's been a very bad place for very long years. They're being ran, I mean, the country's being ran by gang organizations. There's a lot of little boys, young teenage boys that have no choice but to join these groups because they need to feed their family. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm Haitian myself. My mother's Haitian, my father's Haitian, both of my parents are Haitian. I have family members that live in Haiti. They live in fear because of they own a large piece of property, and they live in fear every day because of what's going on. And to see African Americans express excitement about this situation is so disheartening, because I live in Miami, and I'm Haitian, but I was born in America, so I'm Haitian American. I've lived around African Americans, I've lived around Haitians. I've been indulged into both cultures, and we're really not that different, in my personal opinion. Like, we might eat different foods, speak different languages, wear different clothes, and have different cultural customs, but at the end of the day, we're black people living in America. Like, and what bothers me the most about this conversation is I feel like there's like this superiority complex that each ethnicity has, and this isn't even just referring to African Americans and Haitians, but this is African Americans versus everybody. And I'm not saying this to say that African Americans are demons, or that they're wrong, or that they're evil, even though that was African Americans that I was just displaying in the previous pictures. However, any ethnicity, whether you're African American, whether you're Haitian, Ghanaian, Jamaican, or I've seen diasporas with all different ethnicities, with all different kinds of people, and I think this entire conversation that one group of black people is better than the next group of black people is so stupid. Because at the end of the day, we are all fighting the same enemy. We are all fighting the same enemy. We are all in the same positions. We are all being overlooked for the same opportunities. We all have to work twice as hard to get recognized. We are all facing discrimination from police and from people that should be there to protect us, but they're doing everything in their power to hurt us. We have the same enemy, and when I see this conversation, it bothers me, because I feel like as black people, regardless of your ethnicity, we will never progress, because it's like this, because of this ignorance. Like, whether you're African American and you think you're better than the next Haitian, or whether you're Haitian and you think you're better than the next African, you guys all sound slow. Because at the end of the day, if it weren't for white people, if it weren't for slavery, we would all be in our country, we would all be in our continents, in Africa, unbothered. The only reason we are even facing these issues, at least as of today, is because of the Trump administration. And when I see the black people, like the African Americans, like saying that they don't care when it comes to these, like the CPS and the ICE immigration issues, do you guys know that Trump is like the Washington, D.C. Museum for African American History? Do you guys know how much work he is putting towards getting that removed? Do you guys know that he is trying to have Black history, have it to stop being taught in schools because he believes it's inappropriate? Do you guys know that? Are you guys aware about that? Like, what are you guys doing about that? And you see me, I'm not happy about that because I'm Haitian. I'm not like, oh, I don't care, I'm Haitian, that has nothing to do with me. Because you sound dense, you sound slow. At the end of the day, it's the same fight. Like, if they were to bring slavery back, we would all be slaves. We would all be getting whipped. Like, do you think because all of our ancestors came from Africa, do you think our African ancestors, when they were getting whipped and when they were getting shipped, they were like, no, I'm a better slave. I'm a better slave than this slave. No, because at the end of the day, you're still a slave. Like, it does not matter. Like, the fact that this is still even a conversation in the big 2026 is crazy. And me living in Miami, my mom was born and raised in not born and raised, but she was raised in Miami. And she even tells me things that she had to go through being a Haitian, because now being Haitian in Miami is cool, it's whatever. But back then, my mom would get bullied simply because she was Haitian. Do you think I look at African Americans now to be like, oh, I used to bully my mom and now I don't like African Americans and now I don't care about what Trump is doing? You sound dumb. You sound dumb as fuck. Like, I cannot believe that there's people that are grown adults walking around. There's Black people that are grown adults that think like this. You guys sound no better than the white people. And then you guys want to be liberated. You want to have freedom. But you can't even have the decency to have sense. Like, it bothers me. And another thing that bothers me about this is because I feel like a lot of you guys do not do your research about your history. And this is not even, like I said, this video is not just for African Americans, but it's for anybody who's Black. I don't care if you're from Nigeria, I don't care if you're from Ghana. If you're Black, I'm speaking to all of us. I feel like a lot of you guys don't even do your research when it comes to our history, because if you do even just a little bit of reading, you'll know about the separation that we had when we were, you guys know that we were separated based off our skin color, given different jobs, separated from our cultures, from our families, isolated so that we could hate one another. Do you guys realize these exact ideologies are the ones you were taught from your former slave owners? I don't mean to get so passionate because I keep shaking my bob, but it's like, bro, like, you don't realize that everything you're repeating is the things that you were taught to say, the things that you were thought to think about the next person that is Black. This is why I feel like sometimes Black people will never be liberated, never be free. And I don't even want to speak my tongue to say such a thing because I don't even truly believe that. But it's like, when you guys show such a lack of education and show so much ignorance, the same ignorance that you say white people have, you're exhibiting that same behavior. It's so hypocritical. Like, I just can't believe it. I can't believe it. And I'm just saying all this to say that if you're Black, you are Black. Okay, I'm not saying that to erase any sort of prejudice experiences one community has faced from another Black community, because I'm not saying this to say that it doesn't exist. I literally provide an example of what it's like. It exists, absolutely, but that doesn't mean you obtain the mindset of your oppressor simply because another person that is oppressed is disrespecting you. You can address it, you can acknowledge it, we can have the conversations and be like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, it exists, but that does not mean that you excuse behavior like this or that you sit back and relax when the next Black person is being disrespected. Because at the day, the Trump administration doesn't give a fuck about none of us. If that man had it his way, we would all be slaves. We would all be, and I hate to sound so, like, you know what I'm saying, like preacher, but I'm just being real. Like, I'm just facing the facts. I'm facing the truth. You do your research on Donald Trump. He don't give a fuck if you're Haitian. He doesn't care if you're Ghanaian, if you're Nigerian, you're Black. That's what matters. So he doesn't fuck with you. Stop trying to, like, oh yeah, Trump is not wrong for this, Trump is not wrong for that. You guys are all coons. You're all coons and you're all slow. And yeah.
Not not too long ago, I made a video describing my experience as a Haitian American male growing up in this country and how it wasn't like it is today where the culture is embraced and loved. You are actually ridiculed for it, especially by other African Americans.
Here we go with the bullshit.
Mind you, I want to state that it wasn't all of them, but it did happen, and a lot of Haitian millennials can relate to this experience. I got a rebuttal video from somebody within the African American community, world's smallest violin, disregarding my experiences. Fine, all well and good, right? But what I find very, very interesting is this TPS situation has really proved my point, and has proved me right in regards to people within the foundational Black Americans community, their approach towards Haitians and how they are celebrating them being deported to a country that is not stable economically or politically. They are celebrating the fact that a lot of Haitian lives are going to be ruined. But they want to talk about Black empowerment when y'all are the biggest obstacle to Black empowerment.
Really?
You're celebrating Haitians being deported, bro. As if we don't have as much a right to this country as you do.
See, now that part right there. Did this man really get up here and say Black Americans are the biggest obstacle to Black empowerment? Did he just get up here and say that? When Black Americans are literally the reason why Black people are on a world stage globally. Black Americans' inventions, innovations, creations, technology, science, art, cultural influence. We literally coined the term Black and I'm proud. And we're the biggest obstacle to Black empowerment. This is very rich coming from people that would me no black. Coming from the very people that, y'all don't have no culture. Y'all don't know where y'all from. We don't eat slave food. Dirty Black American. You see how now that it's like a couple of Black Americans that's probably saying, all right, bye, go home. And they're literally blanket statementing all of us under that umbrella. Yet when there was a few Haitians coming out, calling us dirty, saying we ain't got no culture and they don't eat slave food, they was crying up and down the comments, talking about, don't say, that's not all of us. That's not all of us. But when it comes to us, we don't get the same grace. And then his funky butt had the nerve to end it by saying they got just as much rights to the country as we do. This is what I said in my last video and what I keep screaming from the rooftops. They're trying to ethnically erase us and put us all in a melting pot so that they could take credit for the things that Black Americans has accomplished in this country. And you know what gets me? They keep saying, y'all want us to go back to a country that's war torn and destabilized, and America did it, and a whoop-de-whoop and a whoop-de-whoop. Where do y'all think Black Americans came from in this country? Like, what do y'all think it took to build the foundation and to be a foundational Black American? Do y'all think that white people just woke up one day and said, we're going to leave these Black people alone? Y'all don't think that our ancestors lived in a war-torn country where their fucking communities was being burned to the ground? These things were still happening in the 60s. Y'all don't think our ancestors were in a situation where they were destabilized continuously? The last burning of a Black American community happened in, 1985? 85 or 87 in Pennsylvania. Domestic terrorism. So y'all can miss me with that bullshit. Now, I'm not sitting up here saying that I'm applauding or I want anybody to be, in a dire state. I'm not advocating for that. However, you all love to use these talking points as if my ancestors didn't go through worse. Right now, the people that are destabilizing you all in your countries look just like you. I don't care about the puppeteer and who's behind the strings pulling the goddamn strings. People that look just like you are in the forefront, and they're allowing this to happen. You all are governing yourselves at this point. Take some accountability. Y'all keep saying, y'all, we have to go through this and it's bad. What the fuck do y'all think it took for Black Americans to build up this country and to make it a safe space for you to even come over here, Haitian man, talking about you have just as much right? No, you don't. No, you don't. Now, I should just run around talking about hey, we done fought in 1804. Whenever y'all want to say, we the first Black republic, the first Black people to free themselves. Me too. Black Americans too. I'm gonna start telling y'all to shut the fuck up because we all can take credit for the 1804. It is disrespectful. It is disrespectful. I don't know how many times I got to scream this from the rooftop. Ethnically, we are not the same. Lineage based, we are not the same. My ancestors did not go through the same, your ancestors did not go through the same things as mine did. And we don't even have to go all the way back to slavery. We're talking about things that happened in the 1900s. There's people that's still alive. I have to keep saying this. Ruby Bridges, that integrated schools, that was getting called nigga, having objects and rocks thrown at her with angry, pale-faced women screaming in the crowd. She has a TikTok account. She is still alive. She's still alive. Me, Love Jones, I have been the first black woman to work at an establishment in my lifetime. I'm here talking to y'all, a millennial. So for you all to keep coming up here talking about you have just as much right. No, you don't. Just because you're from the Americas does not mean that you built the United States of America. Your family came over here when there was already infrastructure. Your family did not have to go through getting all their shit burned down and having to be resilient and constantly rebuild and move pillar to post, state to state, because they trying to vote and they getting kicked out of their houses for voting or getting ran out of town for fighting back. We literally tamed a fucking beast. You think white people was just nice? No, we had to whip them into fucking... What y'all think about this? Sound off in the comments below. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. It gets to a motherfucking point, bitch.
Anyways, welcome back, guys, and thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys literally enjoyed every single clip we have in our today's episode, and credit to the original creators of every single clips and stitches. And I want to say a special thank you to every single one of you liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks, also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. And guys, this is the reality of Asians right now. Just like the first clip that I roll out said, how do you end up voting for this orange man after every single word that he has called? You see, this was why the video I uploaded before this one, I was actually laughing. Because no matter how the palm-colored people try their possible best to make sure they show these people that we don't like you, we don't vibe with you, no matter what, we're going to be seeing you as black, these Hades or Haitians or whatsoever will still not understand the handwriting on the wall. Because let's be honest, the orange man said what he was going to do. He said it. He said he was going to deport. He was going to bring ICE agents. He was going to do this. He was going to do. He said it. And still, with all the insult and words that he has called them, they still choose. And then getting to the point where this man literally said, Americans are lazy. They are lazy. They don't want to do the job. I'm surprised. So let's assume if today there are not immigrants, not even one immigrant, are Americans not going to do their job? Or is it that every single sector that these people go to as immigrants, they don't see Americans working there? Is it like that? Let me make it clear. You as an immigrant have every tendency to work long shifts. Any type of shift you want to work, if I'm working out your axe, because you never left your country to another country to come and sit and watch. You did not. In fact, coming from your own country, you will know that every single thing that you are enjoying in your country, you cannot enjoy in another man's country. Not just in America. In every single country. If you move from your own country to another country, there must be a difference. So, what is your motive of moving to another country? A lot of people is to make life better for themselves. Except for those that have made money, they've made names for themselves, and they just want to relax. Talk more of you that is coming to America, knowing fully well where you need to double out your hustle. Because if you send the money back home, it's going to be a lot for you. Then you now have the audacity to now say those people in that place, they are lazy. How are they lazy? They are lazy, but they gave you a job that is paying your salary. They are lazy, but they gave you a job that you're using to build mansions in your own country. They are lazy, but they gave you work to do for you to get paid. So I don't understand when people tag people as lazy. You tag people of the country as lazy. The only country I know you can say, okay, these people are lazy are South Africans. That's the honest truth. I have a lot of friends in South Africa. They will tell you they don't want to, South Africans don't want to work. There's nothing you will do, they don't want to work. They don't want. They will always, if you want to talk to them, they is my country, go back to your country. Go back. Do you get? But coming to the system of American that you know fully well that every single person American knows that I need to work, I need to work, I need to work, and they are trying their possible best to meet up on different aspects. You now have the audacity to say they are lazy. Since they are lazy, TPS has been taken. Go back to your country. Go back. The years you've spent in US, if you are a good planner, you should already have a lot of things for yourself. It's as simple as that. So don't make it look like Black Americans are your problem. They are not your problem. You are the problem of yourself. Because you choose not to plan for raining days. You think everything is going to fall on bed of roses. And I keep saying it, if I move to another country, I plan for raining days. If I eventually move to another country today, I will plan for raining days so that when it happens, I know that I'm moving. It's as simple as that. Later, people will come and be like, oh, Black Americans too will soon be deported. Once they are done with the Hades, they're going to come for Black Americans. It's crazy. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Credit to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you. Liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks. Also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. And yes, guys, with that being said, with no further ado, like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be saying bye and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.